Hello, my name is Michael Tran, and today I will be discussing a brief history of crime and causes of violent crime in the state of New Mexico, as well as a proposed project plan to solve this issue. This presentation is designed for the New Mexico Legislative Council. The missions and objectives for this proposed project plan are to research, investigate, and explore various social, economic, and demographic factors resulting in why violent crime rates in New Mexico are so high, to identify and implement methods for reducing violent crime rates in the state and improving citizens' overall quality of life. This would be done through reducing the severity of crime, frequency, and perception of violence in the community. Finally, to apply a method that would result in fostering long-term relationships between the citizens and government officials of the state. This presentation will cover the current situation regarding crime rates in the state, a proposed project plan on how to counter this issue, the costs and benefits of this proposed plan, and the end result if the project plan is to be applied. Currently, New Mexico stands as the second most dangerous state in America, with approximately 597 violent crimes per 100,000 population, compared to the national average of 387 crimes per 100,000. Albuquerque is more than double the national average, with 775 violent crimes per 100,000 population. The southwestern region of the United States holds a very unique southwestern culture and high population of Latinos, yet New Mexico holds a significantly higher crime rate than all the other states such as Arizona, California, and Texas. New Mexico has 200 violent crimes per 100,000 population, more than the other three states. High crime rates have been shown to decrease personal and community confidence on safety, thus having less reliability on state officials. Studies show that violent crime is directly correlated to socioeconomic factors, such as poverty and unemployment. When the economy is down, there is usually an increase in crime rates, and areas with increased poverty have a tendency to have increased crime rates, and vice versa. This chart to the right depicts the national crime rates compared to Albuquerque and New Mexico. In this first column, you see the crime rates discussed on the last slide, and then the poverty level. The national poverty level is about 14.5% compared to New Mexico's 21.9%, which is the second highest poverty level in the entire nation. New Mexico has also been shown to be the ninth poorest state in terms of median income. The median income in New Mexico is about $10,000 less than the national income. In order to reduce violent crime rates and positively change the state's reputation, a change has to be made. I offer a plan for actively incorporating the community in order to reduce crime rates. Finally, I will address the costs and benefits of this plan. This crime reduction project plan will reduce violent crime rates in the state through community support, increasing crime-fighting resources, and focusing on educating juveniles. This plan will consist of a three-step process of prevention, intervention, and suppression of crime, which will focus on reducing the frequency, severity, and community perceptions of violence. Prevention. Ben Franklin once said that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, meaning that preventing the problem is more important and more helpful than treating the problem once it has occurred. The prevention step would include educating the community through safety guides and flyers, and providing seminars for youth and adults in the workplace or school. To keep in contact with local news stations in order to provide current crime statistics to inform the community. We would also increase crime-fighting resources such as an increased police force and security cameras. Finally, we would improve communications and relations between the community and police force in order to have residents be more conscious of criminal activity in order to report it. The next step in our plan is intervention. Intervention would include creating an assistance program to help those that have been in incidents of violent crime and helping them cope and educate others. We would introduce a 24/7 care collaboration facility with programs to assist with educating others on violent crime and contain the assistance programs for those that have been in incidents of violent crime. We would create action teams that would go to areas with increased rates of crime and use specific crime reduction techniques to lower crime in that area. We would increase police activity. Studies have shown that an increase in police presence has discouraged people from committing crimes and thus reducing the crime rate. The final step of our plan is suppression. Suppression would include utilizing outreach services, community empowerment teams, and police assets in order to reduce the top crimes in each area. The community teams would assist in identifying and disrupting criminal activity through increased awareness of crime in the area and reporting it to local officers. Suppression focuses on deterring crime and discouraging people from committing crime. This graph will summarize the causes and effects of this project plan. Prevention. Prevention would be through the education of the community and communications between the community and officers. Intervention through the accessible programs and action teams, and suppression to deter violent crimes through an increase in police detail. These would result in a reduced frequency of crime through decreased incidents of violent crime and more community involvement to increase reports of violent crime. And then reduce severity, meaning violent crimes might become more menial crimes or non-crimes at all, which would improve safety and have harm reduction. And then improved community confidence would mean a more positive attitude, perceptions, and reputations towards crime in this community. The budget for this project plan is flexible depending on how many resources are needed in each community. Over time, the cost for resources will decrease as the crime rates decrease. As a base, for each additional police officer, each one will require an additional salary. The Bureau of Labor Statistics states that for a police officer, a salary would be about $52,000 per year per officer. And then for resources for crime fighting, such as cameras, advertisements, and media, it would cost about $800 per camera installation, and then media and advertisements are about $200,000 to $400,000. And then another cost would include increased effort and time from officers and the community to fight crime. The benefits of this plan include better civilian safety, better community perceptions and attitudes towards crime and safety. A reduction in crime will pay for itself as costs eventually wean off, and increased community involvement and better long-standing relations between the community and state officials. The end result of this project plan would be people who know they are safe and can confidently focus on other areas of their life and not have to look over their shoulder. Relations with policemen and state officials with the community would be closer and more involved with one another. And then money can be saved from less expenses spent on dealing with and cleaning up crimes and more towards prevention. And prevention costs would eventually decrease as crime rates decrease. Thank you for your time. If you have any further suggestions or would like to contact me for more information, feel free to contact me at this phone number listed below or at my email address.